with you.
I think I'd do something other than.
And we're live. What's going on? It is Unlikely Role Models Season 2, Episode 29, I think. I don't know. At this point, it's kind of like whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter, and we're just here for the show. Yeah. Favorite Lana Del Rey song? I don't know. They all suck. I don't know what the answer is there.
Favorite Lana Del Rey. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't know. They all suck. Sean, what's up? How are you? We have two special guests today. The returning champion of being on the show, Tina, is on. And then another special guest today. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bud.
AJ Johnson.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. And they know each other through work stuff back in the day or whatever, and that's how that works. All right. Well, how was your week? 2 weeks?
Has it been 2 weeks?
Yeah. So we didn't do one last week.
That's true. Not bad. I feel like I've just been working, so I don't really know. I have started coaching baseball for my son.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So
we talked about the other version of this.
We could lead into that when we can talk about sports.
That should be on what grinds my gears, shouldn't it?
You know what? I'll throw that down there.
Okay. Is that the Asian smash? Taj Winslow. Oh man. Yeah. I mean, we're built like vending machines, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, so you know Taj, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love you, Taj.
We all do. He needs to be on the show. That'd be good to have him on sometime. We have to pry him away from Columbus, but it'd be nice. Well, I guess what else we got? Oh, there's a big story that we really haven't gotten a chance to talk about on the podcast yet. Didn't talk about Anheuser-Busch on the last one, did we?
Did we?
I don't remember.
I don't remember if we did on the last one. I know we've talked about, but I don't know if it was on the podcast itself.
Yeah, I don't. So,
yeah, we did. We did, because I said why they have like a political, etc.
Oh yeah,
so
and then it went. Yeah, it's the first like semi-political thing we talked about.
No, we're not biological brothers.
Yeah,
but me and AJ have a lot of qualities together. A lot of similarities, physical features.
It's definitely they're twins. You guys can't tell. One of them just had a mother that loved him and fed him, and then and here's AJ.
Okay, now we're delving into childhood trauma.
This is what happens when you breastfeed and don't breastfeed. I mean, that's how it starts, at least. And then DoorDash was invented, and then everything goes out the window.
I wish they had like a rural DoorDash.
Oh, the prices you'd pay to have food delivered rurally would be
sometimes it would be worth it. Sometimes you get the monthly subscription, it'll be fine.
And we don't have a metro around here, so it's not like fast food stays open 24 hours except for McDonald's. So the only thing you'd be able to get.
They don't even do that. And like the York one,
is it not 24?
No, it closes at like 11.
Is the Aurora one?
No,
they're not open. That's bogus. You know what though? The stuff at the truck stop in Aurora stays open, so Arby's is 24/7.
No, I don't think that is anymore either.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn COVID. Okay.
Ruined everything.
Everything. Oh, you know what? I do need to make. Go ahead. You guys keep going. I've got one more thing we got to do. I have to make I don't know.
Did your TikTok shut down already?
No.
You already kick yourself off?
No, remember, I have to change the privacy on the live, or else people won't be able to see the comments off of my profile, because they're always on my profile, and then I have to go on and I have to make the live.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and what else? What else do you want to start with? Do you want to get a sports right?
Oh, Nebraska baseball though.
Oh yeah, there we go.
They've been doing really really well.
Really well. Yep, I agree.
And I reached out about possibly like getting an Airbnb and like going down to Omaha for World Series. Not necessarily to like get to like just be Omaha Deer Series.
Half a block from the stadium. You can just stay with me.
My
Oh,
plan's
there you
already
go.
solidified then. Sucks
This
to be
is
the rest of
this
you.
is how it's gonna go down. Oh man.
I've actually never been to the World Series. Never.
The College World Series.
Yeah, the College
Oh,
World
I used to
Series.
work it back in the day.
Honestly, I think it's kind of overrated. I'm just gonna say it. Don't hate me.
It is. If you enjoy sitting in the hot sun all day.
I think the one I went to, it was like one I just can't.
But I mean, Nebraska has a solid chance. Just saying.
You think so? I think they're gonna crumble under pressure.
I mean, listen, it's not our football team, okay?
It's
The-
all of our athletics, but
To be fair,
To be fair.
the Husker women softball team won the championship last year, and nobody said anything about it.
the Big Ten, but then went into the tournament and
And
just
sucked.
like laid a big goose egg. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't understand why we can like win all these games, but when we play Omaha, we can't win. We can't beat them.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
I just don't get it.
But yeah. So anyhow, if that
Been in Omaha for a little while. Have you been there during the series? Like, not necessarily at the series, but is Omaha like popping off a little more?
Yeah, so last year I lived in an apartment literally a block away from where I'm living now, and it was crazy. It was crazy. I guess I don't even know what was your question exactly.
Like, I assume there's just a bunch of people in the World Series, so I didn't know how crazy Omaha gets compared to normal non-World Series day.
Well, don't go down. There's something at the arena, but yeah, down there. I mean, old Matt, it's pretty crazy down there.
Okay. Old Mac is that?
It's a restaurant. But in the back, they have a beer garden. People come and perform shows there. Cool stuff. So.
Okay. I just pictured like a mattress, like people playing trash here.
That's awesome.
I was like, okay, well, it's a tradition I didn't know about.
Brandon, what's up? If you're still on here, I see your comment finally. There we go. All right. I worked it when I worked for Pro Image. Pro Image sets up like hats and like jerseys, like vendor thing out there. So not only is it 100 degrees outside, but then you're under a tent, which makes it way worse. And then you're just boiling, and then people are like disgruntled and like wanting to spend money, and then you have to like tell them you can't this or that, or we don't have any more in that size, whatever. And then everybody gets all pissy. It's just I'll skip it. But it's cool. They do a fireworks show and stuff like that. I mean, it's cool.
Okay. I've only been to like a Royals game, so that's like the extent of my like
Royals games are cool though.
outside of Salt Dogs. That's like the extent of my woohoo baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to try it at least once. You know, even if it's an experience, just kind of like herpes and crabs. You know.
Just you gotta try it once.
I don't know that I've ever signed up to like try that once. You know what? It's the younger generation. Maybe it's different. Maybe the right passage that we don't know about. Let's see. Speaking of baseball news, the MLB this year has a pitch clock. Have you heard anything about it really? Or
I have.
so
They wanted to take it from college to,
mhm.
and actually I like it because there's so many times. I mean, it just makes the game go by.
Yeah, so the rules come down to 15 seconds with no runners on, 20 seconds runners on, and then 30-second between at bats. So it's supposed to move the game along too and stuff like that.
Okay, how does that affect? Because there's also like a clock on the batter too, right?
That's the same thing.
Or are they allowed to leave the box? There was no stipulation on it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so now it just puts pressure on the pitcher to not screw around on the mound and that kind of thing, and like keep the game going. Supposed to speed up games by 30 minutes, which I mean 5 I think
Okay with
30
that.
minutes, But the thing they're running into, and some of the MLB players are having problems with, is all these major league parks are selling alcohol longer now because the games are shorter. So it speeds up. So instead of ending at whatever 7-inning stretch or whenever they used to end booze, now they go longer. Well, now players are having a problem with it because people are getting drunk and disorderly at games now because instead of selling for 4 hours or whatever, you're selling like an extra hour longer because they've sped up the game. So I don't know.
They put a clock on how fast you have to drink them too, though.
Oh God, that'd make it worse probably.
Well, we're just there down, and I'm like, I think I only got 30 seconds.
Oh man. So yeah, so that's my MLB. I haven't really been following a whole lot, but it is what it is.
Go Cubs, go. All I have to say.
Yeah, I know. We got a little bit of NFL news. Lamar Jackson today asked for a trade from the Ravens because the Ravens kind of weren't shitting and getting off the pot kind of. Realistically, he'll be after the numbers that they gave Jalen Hurts the other day,
oh my
$251 million over 5 years or something like that. Ridiculous.
He is a decent quarterback.
I had a whole
$251 million quarterback.
It's exactly what I said last. I co-hosted Strikeoutbeer last night, and that's exactly what I said. They're like, "Oh, and he kept he was arguably a top 3 quarterback last year, or whatever." Yeah, but I don't think Patrick Mahomes does $251 million. I think we're like overpaying these guys, but then.
But you have to think about them wanting to keep them in their
franchise
because how much extra
that's
money
what your
are
contract's
they bringing
for.
in?
Yeah, but there's that. There's and then you also have to factor in how much money that these owners are bringing in and that kind of thing. From all this too. So that money still has to escalate too because they're getting more money every year. So it is what it is. But
they have caps and get not just for a team.
Yeah,
do they have caps on that?
They have like a cap space. I'm not sure
yes
about
and
NFL.
no, because it kind of works because baseball's the same way. Like like they used to say the same thing because like the Yankees used to have 3 times the salary cap that like the Oakland A's had or whatever for a long time, and so now they've tried to marginalize that and make it to where it's a little bit more, but it's not. It's still not. Jerry Jones still owns the Cowboys and can still spend X amount of dollars more and stuff like it's just dumb. So speaking of sticking around, there's rumors that Aaron Rodgers is sticking around Green Bay, which I think would be horrible. It would be absolutely disgusting for him to stay. But
I thought his move was already set in stone to
the Jets.
The Jets.
Yeah, but apparently there hasn't been ink to paper yet. And whatever, and now there's all these rumors about him sticking around.
Okay, little commitment issues.
Well, he has a contract. It's not like he's a free agent. He would have to ask to be traded. So he has a contract. He can just stay in his contract and keep playing or ask for, a bump or something like that. He could do that if he wanted to. I think it would be kind
How many
of
more
nuts.
years do you think he's got before he retires?
2, 3, maybe. I don't see him being like Warren Moon, but Warren Moon also was perfectly okay being a backup quarterback into his late 40s or whatever it was. So now him being a starting quarterback and staying in the league and stuff like that too, maybe. These young guys are just a different kind of athlete. Yeah. So, and he was, at one time he was the young guy and whatever, but he's not anymore. So, I don't know.
It sounds like one of our quarterbacks.
Kathleen, what's up?
Huskers has transferred or hit the transfer portal, but I'm pretty sure he's like one of 6. So we have like apparently just quarterbacks galore right now, which I don't think is it Raiola? Did he go to Georgia?
I don't.
That's
I'm
not
sure.
That he's going to sign with them, but it hasn't been like officially.
I mean, it'll be what it is. But I mean, if he does go to Georgia, I mean, he played Rule like a fiddle, and that's fine because Rule.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to make an attempt. He had to go try.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
But like honestly, if
What's
I was
up,
a high
Dickie?
school kid athlete. And all these schools want to come and host me and pay for my stuff, I would take it. Like I would take
especially
advantage
with now the players
NIL?
getting paid. Yeah, the NIL. Yeah, I was like, I think it's IR, but that ain't right. So with the NIL.
That's where the
which
one
makes
thing.
me crazy because that Reese from LSU women's basketball who like threw a whole fit or whatever when they won, and then Joe Biden invited Iowa to the White House, all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
she's like the highest paid. Like millions of dollars in NIL money. And that's insane.
she's the one that threw up the like can't see me thing to Caitlin, Caitlin Clark or whatever. Yeah, I don't care. She's a beast though too. She's a like real hood and
no
stuff.
Doubt,
but like
no
she's
doubt
a
her
beast.
talent.
She's
but
a beast.
it's just like a student making millions is just insane.
Well, but
I also think that's the one thing that the Nebraska has going for it though is I honestly if real Georgia for him, I think they'll have a pretty good NIL there too. But I don't think it'll be anywhere near what he would get in Nebraska.
No,
because our fan base is
and
just
boosters and stuff like that. Yeah,
freaking big.
The only problem that I have with it now is like in the NFL, when you're paid that kind of money, there is like people in line set up to help you deal with that money. There is financial advice, like teams, have financial advisors and stuff like that on payroll, to where you don't go out and blow your first $20 million.
Well, I'm sure you'd have to have like an agent and stuff like that just to be able to like.
But yeah, so you have to have that in college now, and those like
I'm telling you right now, if I was in college and I made millions from NIL, I would have my own private jet following the team's jet.
Like
just to
fly
remind
by.
them that we're on different pedestals.
Just flying past
Yeah.
with the windows up.
Staring at them like, oh.
Is that your plane? Yeah, I'm over here with you fuckers, but that's my plane. So
you guys go get on the bus. I'm gonna get the Lamborghini over there and drive there.
Oh, geez. Nikki, you're cut now. Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, it is what it is. We're through 15 minutes in now, so it's got to be this laptop. So we'll just have to switch to the other one. Let's get into a beer real quick. I guess do we just want to get into the holiday beer, get it out of the way, and then it'll be the worst tasting one out of the bunch. So we usually just like do small pours and go through the whole list of them. So if you want to talk about the beer a little bit, I don't know anything about it, so go ahead. And I'll do
the Sweetwater Brew Company Extra Pale Ale, established 420. Don't float in the mainstream. Where's the ABP?
It
5.7.
There you go. There's your guess.
Oh yeah.
I figured we only needed one, but I got 2 cans out just in case. I wasn't sure. I didn't know who you were bringing to the shindig. So
well, that's all right. That's on me. I'll just take a smaller swig.
I mean, it just smells like regular pale ale. So it is April 20th. If you're listening to this late, this extra pale ale is established 420, so it's for the holiday. A lot of these breweries and stuff, they make stuff that is not necessarily infused with cannabis or anything like that, but they usually make them. They smell like cannabis and that kind of, or whatever.
I don't smell it at all.
Yeah, and I don't in this at all. The couple that I had last year
doesn't smell it
like
at all.
Their Cross Trade makes one called like Ditch Beer, and it's like that one smells a lot like it. And then I had one from Imperium last year that was I don't even remember what the name of it was, but that one you cracked it open, it smelled like somebody like lit something like right in front of you. It was like super super strong smelling. So, all right, we'll give her a try now. It could be colder. I didn't have a whole lot of time for them to cool down. But it's okay.
First one.
No, I mean it's a pale ale, so it's not super dank. It's kind of like muted. Everything kind of it almost tastes like a watered down IPA kind of or something.
Yeah. And so AJ on this one, we are very different. I've explained this before. He has a palate for the IPAs and stuff. So he gives it a 1 to 10 on what he thinks it is as far as flavor, hoppiness, etc. And I give it a 1 on whether I'd ever drink it again.
Me too.
And
it literally just tastes like that Welch's sparkling wine that you drink on New Year's, the non-alcoholic stuff.
Yeah, there is some of that there. Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. Yep. There's so much foam that I'm like, here, let me pour it in this.
I mean, I would, because it is, I said, I would give it a 5. Like, if it was there and handed to me, I could do just fine with it, but it's not something to go out of my way to go find.
Yeah, I mean, this colder would make a difference. I think it would taste better. It kind of has like a, almost like a stale kind of weird cardboardy kind of thing. It's probably the malt that's in it. But I think they went to go try to go heavier on something, and it just doesn't sound like it just doesn't. I don't know. I think they missed the mark a little bit, but it's not bad. It's the first one from that company I've ever had. Sweetwater Brewing Company. Out of where was it out of? Did it say? It doesn't say. It does say Sweetwater Brewing out of Atlanta, Georgia, which I've never heard of them before. So it's all right.
You never heard of Atlanta, Georgia?
Never, never. I guess that's the end of sports that I got. Did we talk about? I don't remember if we talked about the volleyball game last time or not.
No, we didn't.
Okay,
And as far as like the so.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Because the tickets didn't until after your last show.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that would make sense. So the Cornhusker volleyball girls, collegiate volleyball girls,
Yes.
have a spring game, and it's versus Wichita Shockers.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's going to be in Central City, Nebraska, which is this 4,000 people town or something like that. I think the population's like 4,500 or something like that, right?
Is there? I don't know.
I think it's a little less almost.
Okay.
Yeah.
So around that.
Mhm.
But the town had just built a big dome, super cool new facility, and it's
This
shelter.
Very fond of it.
Yeah, they're really proud of it. It's like a new set of tits. They're really proud of it.
Very
And-
proud of it.
And it sticks out like a new set. It's one of those my TikTok for saying that. It's got me twice, I think, with that word. But so everybody's super proud of Central City. But they go ahead talk about the ticket sales night.
Oh yeah. So it was like I don't remember. And sale was in the morning. And we have a mutual friend in Central City who lives right by the high school. People were camping out at like 8 p.m. Camping out in front of the high school.
Yep.
Just to get tickets. And I'm like, that's insane. I'm like, they're literally going to be playing at Memorial Stadium with how many, 80,000 seats? Like, you can go watch
I don't
them
know
then.
because they play at Devaney still, right?
Oh, yeah. So what they're doing, you didn't know about that? What they're doing. So our opener for football is on a Thursday against Minnesota at Minnesota. So that Wednesday to beat was because we had like the biggest attendance for volleyball, and then Wisconsin, or I think it was Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason for that though.
Played a volleyball game to beat us. So then we're just like hold our beer and doing like a scrimmage, kind of a whole like evening at Memorial Stadium. They're gonna play volleyball at Memorial Stadium. Like,
oh yeah, I
UNK
remember that. Yep.
and Wayne State,
Yeah.
and yeah.
So to be fair, the reason that Wisconsin had the attendance that they had for their volleyball game is because a certain viral video popped off with the
with them
West.
flashing?
Yeah, and more than that, but yes, that's where it started.
Yeah. Bring that up.
It was I tell you what, if you want to one up them, I'm all for it.
AJ was there.
Let's see.
No, I
He was
called-
the video-
I
he was the
called in
camera guy.
sick for work that day. I didn't go in.
Oh man. Yes. Yeah.
And I'm like, do you know how good it's gonna be in that dome? Like,
I
how
don't
many
know.
hundreds of
I don't know how
dollars?
many. I don't know how many.
It seats 2,000, but they also decided that there's plenty of standing room, so they sold tickets for standing room. And I'm like, there's no way I would want to be able to.
No, absolutely not. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, whatever. And there really is, and there's like big glass wall areas. You could probably put people there too, but
Yeah,
you're
they're
not
selling
gonna
them
watch
for like
anything.
hundreds of dollars.
Get
like
outta
those
here.
little glass those rooms that you can see.
and you won't be able to see. You won't. You know what I mean? Unless you're up on the upper deck or whatever. You're
Well,
not
you
gonna
know
be
how
able to
like
see where
the
the
dome
guard-
thing came apart. It's supposed to be for like natural disasters and too, and like an
Yeah.
emergency stuff like
FEMA,
that.
FEMA shelter.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the stuff they would need it for an emergency thing, I can guarantee school's going to be out there. Hold on. Let's talk about this before y'all come in here.
Yeah, I'm sure something to that. Yeah.
We're going to have to rent this space out.
Trent's hopping in here. He says the T words out for back. I know I'm gonna get on the TikTok if I say it again, but there we go. Trent is currently deployed. I want to say he's still in the United States, but he's on his way to Africa with the
Oh.
National Guard. So
Well, thank you, Trenton.
yeah, for your service and for you leaving the United States. Thanks, I appreciate that.
Way to make Harambe proud.
All right, you want to get into stories? Is that
Yeah,
where, is
yeah,
that
that's
where we're going? Okay. So a toddler broke into the White House.
Oh, what?
A toddler broke into the White House.
I've always suspected them of something something.
They're shifty little bastards.
If it's going to be anyone, it's going to be a toddler. I just knew it.
So a toddler, when his parents were on like a tour or something like that.
Honestly, it was probably the most intelligent conversation that's happened there in 2 years.
You're probably not
Okay,
wrong.
shots fired.
Okay.
No comment.
So apparently the space in between the fence bars is only like something like 7 inches or something like that. And they're able to squeeze through the
Oh, yeah.
fence and got into like
That's
the
crazy.
yard and whatever, like Secret Service, and everybody had to come and like pick him up and escort him out.
Guns
So-
drawn, or how'd they do that?
I
I
would
could just see one running across the
I would've
lawn and just drop kicking.
I would assume there's snipers on the roof and stuff like that.
Get the canines.
Trent says Uncle Joe had him hiding in the. That's after he congratulated. You want to come down to the basement? It's hot outside. You can take your shirt off. But so yeah.
Isn't this like so? I think maybe the last one might have been when Trump was in office, but I think someone got into like a party that wasn't on the reservation list in the White House,
Oh,
and I think it was a big deal because obviously
that's
Secret Service should not be
that's a
letting people
breakdown
in. Yeah.
breakdown of
Yeah.
security. Yeah,
And now we got toddlers just strolling the yard.
like it's no thing, right? Oh man.
How embarrassing for the guy who tried to break in and got caught, just to know that a toddler just made it further than he
Right.
did.
Like all I needed was to be 2 foot tall and 8 inches wide, and
We're
I
just
could have
gonna
made
have
it.
a bunch of is a politically correct term like little people. Is that what? So like I'm just
Okay.
running.
Oh my-
It said that the fence posts are 7 inches apart. Most of them would not be able to fit through there, and I'm just going to end it right there.
I feel like this is just getting some really deep.
I was trying to keep it
Deep
politically
line, real
correct. I
down.
didn't
I
want to
was,
like.
I was like,
If
I
you
don't.
like-
So like, but we've known them as like midgets forever, and then they changed the terminology, and we're all supposed to just adapt to it. And I didn't even know it was a derogatory term.
You got to look at the fingers. The fingers is the difference between midgets and dwarfs. You got to watch out for that. The little sausage fingers is dwarfs.
Oh my.
That is the first time in my 34 years I've even heard that as a thing. And of course, it came from you. So
I'm just saying.
take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a doctor, okay, but I'm just saying there's some like things they have in common, and tiny little Vienna sausage fingers are one of them. Okay,
All right.
go ahead.
Speaking of which, a man in Asia has trained his dog. Now, this might be a little old news. I think it was 2021, but I thought it was
Okay,
funny enough
okay.
to bring back. He trained his dog to throw bricks at people who
Oh, is
would come to his house.
big is a big like a big pit bull.
Yeah,
on his
It was a
roof.
pit bull on his
I remember-
roof. People come knock on his door, and his dog would just walk out and drop a brick on their head.
I mean, that's pretty genius. I'm kind of mad I didn't think about that first.
That's what everyone said, but the police did not have the same sentiment.
I bet.
But how do they prove he trained dog? What if
Yeah,
the dog's
maybe
just
my-
like,
maybe my dog's an asshole.
maybe
Like
my dog's just, everyone hates pit bulls. I guess just in their breed, they just aggressive.
so aggressive. Charlie, did you throw a brick at me? No. Throw it again.
Did
Oh,
you
man.
knock on my door.
Ding dong.
See, if that was like in Texas or something with self-defense laws, he would be getting like some kind of medal or something. Did he get banned?
Well, good old TikTok. I got him
TikTok suspended him.
again.
Again.
Every time. I'm sure it's a
And
week.
now you wonder why I don't go live here anymore.
You know what? It's funny because we did how many where we didn't get banned. We've done
I don't
29
know.
episodes, but we've only since you've gotten yours have we gotten banned that much.
I
So
know.
now they're just watching me is what it is.
It's because of my following. I have a,
Like,
I have a vast following of
something
4,000 people.
something like that. Jesus. All right.
Is it a little scary to you guys that I have 4,000 people who enjoy what I have to say?
I mean, you're married to one that doesn't, so I don't know what you have to say about that. Same with me. So
4,522.
there you go. Yeah, you got. I think you probably got more than me, and I've been on for 2 years almost.
So you have one viral video, and that's all you have to do.
2. He had 2
2.
go. He had 2 pop
Two.
off.
What was the other one?
One where I stuck my finger in my wife's mouth.
So weird.
No, that was the
So
funniest one out of all of
That
them.
was stupid. Okay, the other one, the first one, was pretty funny, but that was just I don't get it. Am I missing something here?
It's because his wife did not even look at the straw, didn't even nothing. She just was like, and then she starts laughing because she's like, "Oh, I'm an idiot."
I'm gonna throw up. That's gross.
I think it's
Hey,
hilarious.
you want a drink?
Get your nastiest finger out.
All right, so I got a dumb criminal coming out of Fort Myers, Florida, man. But
I want to
so,
move to Florida just so I can make the news.
so he got 2.5 years in federal prison because he was evicted, and on social media it shows him with a loaded gun, pointing at like a camera or something like that on Instagram or something like that. So
That's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he got 2.5 because it's violation of probation.
Yeah, if
Well-
you're a felon, you're not supposed to have weapons. Or at
So
least guns.
so they
Yeah.
went.
But
They
federal
went.
though, like at the federal level.
Well, he was probably on parole, I assume.
Or yeah, I would something like that. Yeah. So
Honestly, though, I mean, he deserves it for being stupid enough to post it on social media.
yeah.
How
so,
do they know it was loaded? Did he accidentally pop it off?
No. So later
I
on
mean,
they
it
checked
doesn't matter if it's loaded or not, but
They found it in his residence later on, which means so if they find it in your residence, that's a violation anyhow. But then they did fingerprints, and he was on the clip and everything like that. So
well, they had the one here in York, Nebraska, what, 10, 15 years ago, the gal who robbed the bank
Uh-huh.
and then bragged about it on YouTube. Like she had the money and everything. She's like, look, guy, and like basically if there was YouTube live at the time, they could bust it in the door and you would have watched it all.
okay,
That
so
was Sabata.
you've got another one, and I've got
I
another
don't
one,
have any articles.
but I have an emergency. So let me take care of this real quick. You go ahead.
With your news article.
Yeah, go ahead. Sit.
All right. So I'll just read the title. Arizona Dairy Queen big red found.
So I think what happened was, you know how each Dairy Queen has this just like huge red spoon as part of their outside decoration? Someone took it.
I mean,
Just
I don't
flat
know
out
how you can
objected.
actually be mad at them at that point, though. Like,
That's
so
impressive.
the giant red was stolen from an Arizona Dairy Queen and sparked a mystery on social media. Was found Monday morning, and it's partly thanks to a Pokemon Go. So someone must have been just searching for Pokemon and found.
Found
What's
it.
so suspicious about a big red spoon?
You know what? Probably buried the spoon. There's just a little tip of the spoon hanging out, and they're like, "There's my Pokemon."
You know how much
Just digging
time
it
it has
out.
to take to probly bury a spoon like that? Of
Not that
size?
long. It was a big spoon. They could use the spoon.
I have so many questions of how did he or she, whoever, take it and not get caught right away?
Yeah, I would like to know what they probably put it back in like the back of like a Honda, like
The back-
like a little
This is an 81
Civic.
Honda. How dare you?
Just a giant Dairy Queen spoon just hanging out the back.
Just
I mean, you could do yeah. It's Arizona. They probably had a pickup. Who
I mean,
knows?
Arizona's probably.
It was probably a Skinwalker.
I'm okay.
I think Skinwalkers isn't an Arizona thing, or is it just the El Chupacabra?
I'm not sure.
No.
Yeah.
Jeez, you guys need to give it the time. Skinwalker's a real thing. I'm gonna start a bunch of
Can you
conspiracy
explain to me
theories.
what a skinwalker is? Is that somebody that like
I don't know what
switches
that
bodies
is, but
to
I
different
don't
what?
want to know this.
So they have like weird videos, and they have, you know what's funny is they actually have clear videos of skinwalkers and they do Bigfoot. I don't believe in either one, but
Jen says I could see Kyle and AJ doing that. One, hello, Jeff. Two, I'm assuming she means the red spoon.
Yes. Also, hello, Jennifer. I miss you.
So it's a type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal. The term is never used for healers. So apparently skinwalkers don't heal people. That's unfortunate.
Okay, if I thought of a skinwalker, a witch and an animal was not anything close to what I
Didn't
could
they
even
have
think
those in
that
Harry
was.
Potter though? What were they called?
I don't know.
No,
I don't think they were skinwalkers.
No, they
were
weren't called skinwalkers. Silas Black though, they called him because he could switch between animal and human. I don't know. Maybe I'm going down a dark trail of like Harry Potterism.
Can't help you. I don't know.
Step it up. So we will jump into the am I the a-hole? These are I get these from Reddit. I think some of these are kind of old, but I'm gonna read them anyway. So am I the a-hole if I don't want to share my Wi-Fi with my roommates? Recently bought a prepaid Wi-Fi for me to use during the quarantine. I have two flatmates. Now, flatmates, that's not really an American term, though, is it?
No, I feel like that's
No.
like an England, like
Yeah.
a UK type
like
thing.
you live in a flat, but
Yeah,
essentially the
so-
same thing.
They're all girls. And so before, she was using a data plan to access her internet. It was slow, so she got prepaid Wi-Fi modem with her own money, and she's not telling her flatmates the password for it. And they're obviously very upset about it. And she's able to watch all of her shows, but obviously they can't. And they want to kick her out, but she's trying to figure out if she is the a-hole.
Well, are they offering to pay for it? I mean, yeah, I feel like
don't
if you're
see
not
where
like
they're offering to
streaming
pay
anything,
for
and
it.
if they can, if the internet stays fast enough with all three of them on, I think that is. Yeah, I think you are the asshole in that case.
Right. Well, I want to know because like it says it was a prepaid modem. So is it like data where like if they watch it too, you lose the data?
Oh, it could be.
I don't know how they do it in England or wherever you have flatmates, but like I don't have data limits like we don't. It's just you pay for monthly thing for internet and you could use as much as you want.
Well, yeah, but I think sometimes if you have like unlimited data or whatever, that will slow down eventually. If you use like a certain amount, they usually tend to slow it down.
Yeah, but if you have that and you don't want to share it with your flatmates,
Yeah,
then
I get that. Yeah.
I wouldn't want. I still think I would make them pay for half. Like, I mean, if there's three of them, I would still
Yeah.
split it up. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're all single living there, it's like, come on. So I'll say no. So the next one is refusing refusing my girlfriend in nice places because she eats like a kid. So my girlfriend is an incredibly picky eater. Like I said in the title, so she eats like a 10-year-old. In fact, I'll give a short list of things she refuses to eat: unflavored water. Is there? I guess there's flavored water. So yeah, just water. Fish, excluding fried shrimp. Anything with bones. Cheese other than sharp cheddar, spinach, onions, garlic pasta without red sauce, eggs, spicy food, ketchup, potatoes other than French fries, pastries. Okay, he has a list. This compares to me, someone who grew up with multiple different regions of the U.S. and lived abroad for a few years. Whenever me and my girlfriend go out somewhere nice, she ends up getting the same meals, usually either a burger or chicken with fries. We could go to an authentic Napoli's restaurant, and she would get the French fries and white rice. To me, it's kind of embarrassing to go to a restaurant where there's a dress code, and for her to order chicken tenders and fries. And essentially, the story is they go to nice restaurants, and she orders like cheeseburgers, chicken tenders, and stuff. And is he a jerk for just taking her to cafes or something now that are not nice because that's what she orders?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, does he like enjoy fancy eating so much that he just cannot not do it anymore? Like, I don't know.
Okay, but
No,
okay,
I don't think he is.
Let's question how fancy this is. If there is things of chicken strips and hamburgers on the
Exactly.
menu.
He's probably talking like Chili's and
Well,
like
he
his
just said
fancy
Well, he
food.
said
Napoli's and,
Napoli's.
like,
Oh,
yeah,
Napoli's.
but that Napoli's is
I
not
don't know if
that
I would call that a
fancy.
fancy,
No.
but it is expensive.
Yeah.
Napoli's is expensive. It is delicious, but expensive.
Sorry about that. Whoever thinks that they need kids, you don't. You can go without them.
Just
I still say that he's not he's still taking her out. He's just not going to expensive because if she's just going to order hamburgers and chicken strips anyway, then just take her to the good place that has hamburgers and chicken strips.
But again, here's my thought. How fancy is it if that's an option? One. And two, it'd be different if she just is like a complete slob or like belch, like has no just what's what I'm trying to look for?
Manners.
Etiquette. Like, yeah, manners, etiquette. But for something like that, like I said, he also called Napoli's like what word did he use for Napoli's?
So this was
Authentic Napoli's restaurant.
Authentic, and Napoli should not be in the same sentence. So I question his judgment
Okay,
anyway.
Here's my
Hold on. Napoli's like the one in Grand Island. The guy is like legit from like Italy though. So technically it's technically Italian cuisine from an Italian guy.
I still would not consider that authentic though.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's my thought.
I mean, I chose this one because I joke around with AJ because AJ gets chicken strips a lot, and
yeah,
I would still take him in.
Yeah, this guy should just break up with his girlfriend and let me date her because
in heaven. There you go.
Legit.
Which is actually really funny because it started out as like a joke because I noticed he just always got chicken strips or whatever, and then I was giving him so much crap about it. He decided he was gonna kind of stick it to me one time, and he ordered a chicken sandwich.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, I got the chicken sandwich.
I remember this.
The chicken sandwich came, and it was
chicken strips
on bread.
Oh my god.
It wasn't lots of chicken. It was 2 chicken strips on bread.
We've talked about this. My whole house is full of toddlers, and all they want to eat is mac and cheese and chicken strips and garbage. You'd probably fit in just fine here.
I would.
So like that's why I suffer from main character syndrome so bad, is because I want to eat steaks with like veggies and whatever. And they're like, all right, yeah, we'll just have
Tito's pizza.
chicken and yeah, it's like, oh my god. Come on, people. All right, so this next beer
I
is
definitely don't dump on chicken tenders though, because there's some really good chicken tenders out there.
Legit, KFC has chicken nuggets now, and they're dope.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're good. You have to get a big one. Don't let them fool you and say that 8 is enough, because it's definitely not. They're small. They're only like that big or something. So they're
like
small.
popcorn chicken.
Bigger than popcorn chicken, because like if you get popcorn chicken anymore, it's like this. So it's a little bit bigger than that, but not by a ton. So the 12 piece is the way to go. But it's pretty good. All white meat, it's good.
You got a Surfer on acid, a tropical IPA, 7.2.
Out of Pint 9.
Pint 9 Brewing.
Pint 9 is one we've had a bunch of times before. They're out of Papillion, Nebraska. James is the head brewmaster and owner. A friend of the show, was sponsor for a little bit.
Smell. I don't like this.
Okay. They also on this can art and stuff like that. They also paired up with Wine, Beer, and Spirits, which is a
lot of hops.
I mean, I would assume so. Probably. It's
okay.
This. I don't have. It's tropical IPA. I should be able to tell. It's probably got Citra, Mosaic, probably, and maybe.
It says Mosaic. I think of the company.
Maybe like
I'm like, okay.
Maybe Vic's Secret, maybe.
You're right. He does have a palate. You just literally did that like
a
nice and fine wine.
So certain.
Every now and then I fart in the car, and he's like,
peanut butter.
Yeah.
Fuck peanut butter.
The chicken tenders. With honey mustard and
with Bangarang sauce. Where did you find Bangarang sauce? We didn't stop at Casey's. Yeah. So just with beer, I don't have it anywhere else. Like I can't pick out spices and shit like that. But with beer, I've gotten to the point where like I've had enough beers to have certain ones. The main one that you usually find in stuff that's like this tropical IPAs usually is either Simcoe or Citra. That's like the 2 main ones, and that gives like that grapefruit kind of smell. So if you smell that grapefruit smell, that's usually what that comes from. Mosaic has like a little blueberry tinge, and you can kind of pick that up sometimes. So it smells like a little bit more berry fruit. You can kind of pick that up. Vic's Secret's got a really nice sweet kind of like pineapple thing. So if you pick up that at all, so that's there we go. That's the long and short of it. But
have you ever seen those videos though? The people, the connoisseurs of wine.
Yeah.
Was it there? And they swish down, spit it out.
I did that with bourbon.
Oh, and they'll tell you what the wine is, where it was like.
Bananas.
Everything. Yeah. Everything. I mean, they'll tell you the name of the people who picked the grapes. It's like.
So I got into bourbon. I got into bourbon maybe a year ago or something like that, maybe a little bit longer. And I've probably had 20 or 30 different ones. And there's guys that can pick out like nutmeg and this and this and this. I'm like, I can't taste any of that crap in there.
You know what
But
we
I can
call
do a
them?
beer, so I don't get it.
Alcoholics.
Yeah, well, not necessarily. A lot of those guys probably only drink this much, on the bottom of a glass or whatever, So, but I'm probably more of an alcoholic than most of them. But that doesn't mean much there. So, it's smooth, it's tropical. It has a weird thing going on though. It has like a weird finish to it.
Yeah, like I knew I wasn't gonna like it, but it's not really as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
But it does have a weird.
But it's still gonna be in the 4 range for me.
It has a weird. I don't know how to describe it. On the back end, it has like a weird artificially kind of almost marshmallow. Like it's sweet. It's a weird sweetness on the back end that usually a tropical doesn't finish this way. It finishes with like a little bit of a dank bite or something like that. And this doesn't do that. It kind of like rolls off and it's sweet. I don't know. It's weird. It's not bad. I mean, I probably 7 or something, but yeah. Okay. So you guys already did my story, I take it?
Yeah, we did.
So you just did.
We were trying to figure out how they got the spoon. Like
It's big.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't.
like how they got
you guys
away
look
with
it up
to
at
start
all?
with.
No, like it's just like those booge spoons in Dairy Queen.
Yeah,
like,
it's like
Yeah.
13 foot long or
because
something.
my
It's
question
big.
is,
Yeah, they threw it in the back of the Honda Civic. And
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But the
I
guy found it because he was playing Pokemon Go. And he's like, "Oh, look, there's a giant spoon here." So whoever stole it was like, "Oh, I can't keep it here because people are gonna know I have this giant damn spoon in my house."
Do you know those like I Spy books where they have like the stuff? I would have like started like put it like on the side of a house. Like I would try to mix it in with the
Oh
like-
yeah, there you go. Tried to find put it next.
take like a McDonald's sign, and I would take like that'd be my arch to the door, and like see how long it takes. People like, what do you see?
Maybe what they should have done is like where you make a picture, but the perspective is off. So you put like a cup, like a Dairy Queen cup, far enough away from something, and then you put the
so you
spoon.
think it's
So
like,
it looks like a regular spoon up to an egg, but then you like go away, and then you see this like 13-foot spoon and like a regular
Oh
cup.
no, see, I would do like a light. Like if I had a red barn, I tried to like put the spoon on the sidewall and
so you
mix
can't
it in.
see
I
it
would
necessarily.
paint the wall like the lines. Yeah, I would make like a life-size one. I would just go around town and steal random businesses, signs and stuff, and try to like maneuver them into like the architect of the building.
I had to try to explain to somebody the other day what Magic Eye was. And I was like, you know what? You don't see it anymore in any way, shape, or form. You don't see them in books anymore. You don't see them. Do you remember what Magic Eye is?
I've heard of Whispering Eye.
Nope. You know what Magic Eye is?
No, I don't.
Okay, so
Is that the little red code thing?
No,
No? Okay.
but close. Okay. So what Magic Eye was back in the day, you could buy these books that have images on them that look like scrambled patterns or whatever. And if you focus on them just right, there's breaks in the pattern that create like a 3-dimensional image. But your eyes have to
Okay.
adjust just right or whatever. So it was a
You
big
squint a little.
it was kind of, or you like focus on enough and your eyes lose focus on the picture and see, and they like blur out the back, and then that pushes that image forward. It's kind of, maybe we can look it up on the internet and find it, but I was trying to explain. So now twice I've had to explain something that was very predominantly in my life, because you used to be able to get it at like book fairs, like during school and like whatever I'll probably all the way to middle school or something like that. And the fact that you guys don't know really just makes it to where I'm just old balls and you guys are younger than me. But I had somebody older than me, so yeah, it is what it is. Because it was in Clerks 3, that's why there was there was like a throwback to it, so I had to explain it.
I didn't know that. I mean, I've seen those things like on internet, but I didn't know that's what they had a name, Magic Eye. Or
Yeah, that's what they were called. Yep. So I got facts. Do you want to do facts real quick?
I don't know. I have would you rather's, but you go with yours first.
Okay, so I got 4 of them real quick. So the way that I would assume this is spelled is like Bo Anthony or Bo Anthony is the psychological disorder where patients believe that they're cows. I didn't know there was.
They believe that they're cows.
Yeah. I mean, I've wanted to be milked a few times, but that's a whole different. It's a whole different thing. And I didn't believe I was a cow.
That's utterly disgusting.
Oh no, I gotta leave. I'm leaving.
There was only
No.
one udder. It only takes one udder.
What's the underdog?
Oh man. Sonic the Hedgehog's full name is Ogie Levy Maurice Hedgehog. Named after
Would you just cast a spell on us? What
I
the
know.
heck you
that's what it's OGILVIE. That's the only way I could. I mean, but
The
he was
soundboard's gonna start floating.
he was
I think it's Ogilvy. Maurice.
Og- yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
You know.
you were talking about Clubhouse. Sounds like he belongs in one.
So it's after some Asian like folk thing or whatever, like where these pilots would fly faster, and it would apparently make like their hair on their arms stand up, and so like a like a hedgehog or whatever. So that's why they named it that after that or whatever.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know. Most toilet paper sold in France is pink. I didn't know if anybody knew that. Apparently, it's just a regional preference. There's nothing special about it. It just
Does it have
pink.
like a fragrance or anything?
No, it's just pink. It's just pink. That's the only difference.
Do
And
they
then-
actually go out of their way to dye it pink, or is it just like
yeah,
they would
it's
have to.
produced.
How are you
It's
gonna
produced pink. It's just that's how it's produced. Is pink. So German toilet paper did the stuff before France. German toilet paper used to have geometric. Well, still does geometric and like floral patterns on. So like we have floral patterns technically on most of our, depending on what you buy.
Yeah.
There's floral patterns that are like poked into it, but it still is always white. Well, I mean, at first, and then but yeah, Germany has like geometric patterns and flowers that you can like see. So they're toilet paper.
That's a lot of work to go into toilet paper.
I would assume so. I mean, most of these guys are probably full of shit anyhow. So
You know, probably,
I
like,
think
people
the
that-
most important part about this, though,
she just got it now.
No, I got it before, but I just
Oh
I
man.
just wish that they made like red in America, so when I'm in the toilet, I'm not so concerned about the blood in it. You know?
God.
Well,
We
I
went
mean,
from talking about midgets to our bowel movements. I just don't know how we got here.
listen, the term "everything's if you're brave enough" is not valid. It's just a phrase. Okay. Okay, and then
hold on. Before we move past
I
this,
just want to clarify. I think it's the hem. It's not so much that. But yeah.
that's what I'd say too. I think the most important part about whether, no matter what color the toilet paper is, the flap goes over the top, not underneath. Okay, it goes over the top.
beards are cool, mullets are stupid. That's the easiest way to remember it. You're behind. Yo, she's a damn mullet toilet paper person. It's always
I don't know.
females,
Okay.
and they're always
No,
wrong.
Oh, I know. It don't make
Here's,
no
here's
sense.
the thing. In college, I used to be so adamant it had to go one way or the other, but that was like 10 years ago, and I can't remember what I was stuck on it. It had to be this way, and I can't even remember what it was.
I will change it if it's not. If
I-
it's not over the
I
top,
have to change it.
I will
Talking
change
about
it.
the way the toilet paper comes off.
Yeah.
I just had a girl come over to my apartment this weekend for a date, and we were supposed to watch Twilight afterwards. She didn't get to watch
Okay.
Twilight.
So wait.
How is that? I don't.
Wait,
It
okay.
really bothers you that it goes a different way?
My
It
question
goes
is,
over the top.
Well, hold
yeah,
on,
that's
before-
what she told me. I
Here's
always
my
had it
question.
going under.
Oh,
Here's my
That is
question.
a red flag.
That's an even tear.
How is
not a red
how is how your toilet paper is put in more of a red flag than watching Twilight on a date?
Yeah,
That's my
yeah, that's
question.
true. That's true.
There's just
Well, hold on.
Well, I
Which
look kind
Twilight?
of like I have that
Yeah, that's good.
skin tone as Edward Cullen, so I think it helps
Oh,
me a
he
little
goes
bit.
for those.
man.
He goes for
Yeah, they're like, oh, that Edward Cullen's hot.
He
And I'm
goes
like,
for
yeah,
he goes for the
He
ones.
sprinkles glitter on before he
yeah. I'm no Jacob. Yeah,
Oh man, he goes for those Kristen Stewart no personality beanpole chicks.
I
Right?
do. I'm
Oh,
not
man.
happy.
Oh man, the only woman. That,
I'm still distraught that you go under.
Oh no! When she told me that, I actually flipped it. I'm like, I'm gonna try it, but
Give it a
I
whirl.
don't notice any different. I don't.
Oh, you will.
It sounds like you guys have never had a cat before, though, either.
That's why you'd want it to go
it's
over.
either or. That's gonna screw with your toilet paper either way.
It's easier, like if they go like this and it's over, then
I feel like
because
if it
how
was
low
over,
are
it's
you letting
easier.
your toilet paper hang? If it's going under, if you rip it, they're not going to be able to get to it.
It's the
easy as
same
if
thing.
it's
You
so-
just hold on to the
Oh.
damn thing or whatever. Like, I never just tear it off because every time I tear it off, I buy good toilet paper and it doesn't tear off, and then it just unravels if you do it that way. So you put a hand on it, you tear it off, and then there
See,
you go.
Maybe that's the issue I'm having with the blood. I bought the will for toilet paper. That could be another reason. Yeah.
It just keeps going. It just keeps going. Are you all right in there? No, there's toilet paper everywhere. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I'm in over my head.
I used to know somebody that would count theirs, like every time, so they got the perfect amount of toilet paper. And I go, "You're a psychopath. You're gonna probably murder
Yeah, I
people
don't
later."
My
do
question is, what's the perfect amount of toilet paper, though?
I think
think
it
it
has
just-
to go to ratio
Like,
on like.
how much experimenting do you have to do to find the perfect number?
I don't
I
care
think it
what toilet
changes,
paper it
though.
is. I can wipe my ass 100 times, and I feel like a brown crayon is shoved up there because that shit is on there every fucking time. So you know what? I don't care. I buy dude wipes, and then I don't have to worry about it no more. I
think I should just invest in a bidet.
thought about it. I thought about it.
Have you guys ever used it? Have you ever
No.
tried?
I feel like
no,
they
and I
don't
think-
work as well as like. I don't know. Do they really?
You need
clean
to buy
as
a
well?
Benford
I don't know.
one.
Have you
More
used one,
power.
AJ?
Just power wash that shit up.
It's like,
For some reason, my brother thought it was a good idea to get my grandma one for Christmas.
Oh,
but
jeez.
actually, like, not the actual bidet toilet, but it has like an extension that you put on like the back of the toilet, and it just like clips
Yeah,
on there,
yeah.
so you can spray. But yeah, I don't.
You
I
used
thought
it?
that was a good. No.
Never
No.
used the Granny Super Soaker 3000.
No.
I'll trademark that right
Jeez
now.
Louise.
It's amazing. It's her nickname too. So has nothing to do with the.
I think it would be quite the experience, but I also feel like it'd be wet then too, though. So like, at the end of it, like you have like a towel that's on the wall so you can dry
It's
off.
not. It's not
Or
like
you-
there's like a Dyson power blade underneath in the seat, just blowing your ass off. I feel like that would lead to other. This poor guy'd have blood everywhere in his bathroom. Everywhere.
I'm trying
Except
to-
for on him, it would just be
Yeah.
everywhere
Everywhere, but-
around.
I'm focused on cauterizing,
Okay.
not so much washing.
Okay,
Yeah.
damn murder scene in your bathroom.
He goes in with one of those like see-through like rain jackets. Okay, so in Slovakia or something like that, they have a Christmas carp that lives in your bathtub for a few days before it's eaten.
I actually did putting the carp in our bathtub yesterday because I thought it was a state record. I was like, how am I going to keep this thing alive? So I agree with that.
So I've heard of like putting, and maybe this is the same idea that's behind it. I've heard of like, you know, we catfish a lot in Nebraska, and so you take catfish and you put them in like kiddie pools to like clean out the mud so the meat tastes better and not so gamey and whatnot. Maybe that's
Where does this thing?
Slovakia.
Slovakia.
Okay.
So I don't know. I would assume
don't
it's
know,
a
'cause-
Russian province or
Yeah.
something.
Because for some reason I thought you were talking Asia, and I was like, I don't know if they have a ton of bathtubs over there, like, because they're actually like
Yeah, no, I get it.
Their
It's probably
showers
smashed by
and
machines.
I was talking because like their toilet, like their shower, literally it comes out of the back of the toilet, and like
Yeah.
the whole bathroom is like the shower,
Yeah.
and so it's all like one. There's no like where we separate, where we have a toilet, a bathtub. Sometimes we have a
I
stand-up
know, and they
shower.
have like a long one.
They just have like a whole
sit on,
waterproof room,
and
and
you-
they just go in there and
Hey,
have
that helped
water
clean the blood
fights.
up though.
somebody I don't remember what it was, but somebody was talking about how they shit on their toilet, but they sit facing the wall.
I think someone punked you.
No. This was like a
You
whole
tried
thing
it, didn't you?
where they were talking about like, well, you have like a whole table there so you can do your thing, and then the flush is right there. And I'm like, what? That's the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. But yeah, she was convincing other people about it. and
Did it
everything.
work though?
I don't know. I've never tried. I'm not.
Don't
going
lie to
I'm
me.
a big guy.
Look me in the eye.
I
Don't
know.
you lie to me.
Look at me. What about me says I can fit on a toilet backwards, let alone normal? Like, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like,
We've
If
talked a lot about pooping today, and I'm not like super upset, but
my
I remember my most glorious one was off the side of a boat.
oh, I don't know.
I
that I've
remember
ever-
it.
I've never
It's-
shit off the
I
side
was
of a
I was
boat.
by myself, and I didn't want to drive the boat all the way back to the dock try, and I was like, there ain't no one here. I'll just do this.
I would fall in.
No, it was
Yeah.
right on the
super
right
easy.
shit is
It
what
was
it would.
super easy. I just hung off the side of the boat, and I sat there. It was
This brown
rocking.
trout is following
It was
me.
it was like a 90 degrees, cool breeze. I saw some birds flying over. It was the most peaceful poop I've ever taken. It was majestic.
You know, some fish like ate that, and then some guy cooked that fish later after he caught it.
They ate my turd.
Yeah, 100%.
I've always wanted to shit standing up. I don't know.
I don't know. Is that possible?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
getting it
possible.
on
How
your
you gonna
show?
get it on
just
your
gotta
leg?
It's
spread.
possible, but
You
without
spread? I don't know. I think
I mean, I've done it like over a log when we were in Canada, but I ain't never just stood up and
yeah, I don't know.
like walked off, shook it out
Like,
my
you
leg,
know,
and
just
kept going.
like just people do. You just no bottoms, just Daffy Duck in it, and you just.
how low is your butthole?
I mean, it'll
I
cut.
feel like it.
You could do it, but it's just gonna be really messy. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
not gonna it's gonna definitely hit
I mean,
the
you're
back of
definitely
your
gonna
leg
have,
or
like,
something.
I mean, yeah,
you're gonna have no pants on at all. Like you're gonna
yeah.
have to
That's
be-
that's the whole plan. No pants, just
I-
Daffy Duck in it.
I
Put a
think you
diaper on
will
and then
eventually
see
find
it.
out in give or take 40 years.
I will be that guy. I'll be just Daffy Ducking it around the like old folks home or whatever. But yeah, so okay, that's all I got for facts this time. You want to get into would you rather's?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future?
Probably 150 years. But then again, you're setting up your like future generations is all you're doing. You're not setting up yourself, necessarily.
I feel like 10 minutes I can still set
Oh,
something
no.
up.
If 150 years in the future, you could like find technology that, or
I don't think you get to bring anything back with you.
no, I mean maybe you can figure it out. What I'm saying,
I feel like I'd be depressed with whatever I'm going to see in 150 years. I mean,
Yeah.
I could be depressed with what I'm seeing in 10 minutes. I don't want to risk it with 150.
Royal
I do
Emperor Joe Biden, his head is in a jar like
Still alive.
Futurama. He's on his 75th term or whatever.
Sniffing the head next to him.
Oh my goodness.
My favorite part
How
of that
old are
whole
you?
thing.
I'm 732. Ooh, young.
Young and the thing that really gets me that when they show that shit on Futurama that really cracks me up is they when they do put fish food in there yes, I don't know, something about it just gets me.
I
Okay.
think I'm taking 10 minutes because I can take a lot of bet.
Oh yeah, I could. Yeah, there you
horse
go.
races specifically.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, absolutely. Or yeah, Keno, any of that stuff
Yeah.
that's like instant gratification stuff or whatever.
Mhm.
Roulette. Yeah, go to Vegas, put it all on black. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm not. I agree with. Okay, yeah. I got one. Would you rather climb the highest mountain or dive to the lowest depth that a diver physically can?
Mountain.
Yeah,
I think I want people see the top of mountains. I want to dive, assuming I'm not going to die and get ate by something, and also assuming I can see because it's dark as crap down there.
Yeah, that's I get freaked out in anything like deeper than like 10 feet. I don't know. I just don't do good with water. And I'm a water sign, and I just don't do. I love being in the water. I love fishing. I love
I'm
all
just
that.
going on the assumption
just
we're
don't-
not dying in this. Would you rather? Like,
No,
we're just gonna
exactly.
see
It
it.
says as deep as a diver could.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
So you would be trained, yada yada yada. Just like you would just the same thing.
Oh,
Descending
as
a
like a
mountain.
diver or like the equipment? Like, I mean, they have those submarine things that can go.
No,
real
it
deep.
would be like as a diver, and so they
Oh,
have that
take
right.
me to the top of the mountain then.
I don't know. It would be like scuba diving or whatever. You could or whatever.
Yeah, we've seen all that. I'll take the mountain.
See, I hate water, but I get bad shin splints, so I just don't think I can do the mountain.
So we're dragging his
Plus,
body
like,
up.
Plus,
I guess.
James Cameron would want to go down with me, and film like a next Titanic or something. So I feel like
Can
definitely
you, can
water.
you swim?
Water.
At this
Swim, AJ?
point, I like
No, I can't
everybody's.
swim either.
I feel
Yeah,
like
okay. I didn't think because Tina. We have
this
two people.
Question,
Can you
this
swim?
question
Yeah, oh,
has
yeah.
been
Okay.
brought up. I think I don't know how many times this week at work I've talked about. Like it's everyone's
all you
just
have to do is
amazed
like hold
they
your
don't know
breath.
how to
And
swim.
you'll just float.
I've had a traumatic experience when I was a little kid, so
Okay.
I can't even float like on my back. I
It
will
freaks you out?
panic. Yeah, if it's anything like above my neck, no.
I saved a kid when I was like
It was a bath she'll never forget.
when I was like real fish, like a giant grouper. When I was like 4 years old, we were at like a hotel pool or something like that. The kid was drowning, and I grabbed the kid from the bottom of the pool and
Good
drug
for
him.
you.
Yeah, I mean, not
for
trying to
you.
like, but but I still get freaked out. Like I don't, if I dive off a diving board and I don't like go all the way down and touch the bottom,
Mhm.
I have like a little like in my head, like I have a little panic attack. Like if my feet aren't touching, and then like I
Okay.
get over it, but I just
So,
don't. I don't know.
I was 10 or 12 in a hotel swimming pool. It was actually at the Ramada Inn in Kearney, where it has like a circle.
Mhm.
And I had my cousin or someone on my shoulders, and I was touching fine. And then all of a sudden, I wasn't touching.
Yeah.
And they could swim, but it was tall enough where I kept jumping. I go, so I was like, and there's these two girls that were running, like walking together. I just grabbed one because she could reach. Obviously, it wasn't a big deal for her. Freaked her out. Didn't care. I was holding on. That was mine.
That's all I'm doing. I just can't swim. I can't swim.
You know what I don't like? I can't. My seaweed. See, touching my feet. I do doggy style, like 4 foot of water. I'm like, ugh, gross. Can't do seaweed.
That's funny. I guess I think I've fished enough that like that stuff doesn't bug me.
No, I don't. I assume it's gonna grab me.
If
drag
something
me under
if
and kill
something
me.
like brushes me in the water though, I've watched enough of that.
You ever
shit.
had a blue-
I'm out.
You ever had a bluegill bite your nipple?
No.
No, you guys are missing out.
Yeah.
It is.
I've had one suck my. Never mind. That was different. Sorry.
It was a very shocking because like they in my friend's pond, they had like I don't know a bluegill nest, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Swim around there, didn't know anything. You just sitting there talking, all of a sudden someone just grabs your nip. What the? You know? It doesn't hurt, but it's enough to wake you up.
Where
And
was
they
this,
just keep-
where was this at?
I had to wear band-aids.
Vaseline on my nipples. What do you got?
Would you rather team up with Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel? I think I'm gonna go Marvel.
Yeah. She can go anywhere in the universe, so
Yeah, she can fly and
yeah. But
she's pretty
But-
cute too.
Gail Gadot, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's I'll sign up for that. I'll sign up for that all day. I might have to jump, but I'll sign up for that. Over Brie Larson, I'll sign up for that.
What's your Tina?
I've never seen any of those movies, so I don't know. I don't.
Do you have it?
That
Okay,
doesn't-
so pick Gail Gadot or Brie Larson.
what are you talking about?
Gail Gadot is the woman that plays
I don't know
Wonder
who
Woman.
that is.
I don't know. She's a.
I have no like. I can't
What else is
even-
she in,
Yeah, I-
guys?
Seen
can't-
Death Note?
No.
Furious.
No.
She's in some of the Fast and Furious movies.
Have you seen
Oh,
any movie
guys,
ever?
Tina doesn't watch
Okay.
movies.
Okay.
I do though.
She watches Step Bros 200 times
Hey,
in place of
great
3 other
movie.
movies.
Grandma's
If
Boy,
it has
great
Will Ferrell
movie.
in it, I probably have seen it. See, I like action movies, so like superhero movies, like Fast and the Furious. No interest.
Yikes. Okay. I mean,
you
hey,
haven't
I'm
even seen
not,
the Goonies, have you?
No.
I'm not judging, but I will never
Sandlot?
try to watch a
This
movie
is a
with
fun
you.
like movie. Have I? No, I have not seen the Sandlot.
Sandlot, Goonies.
What?
Uh,
Oh, okay. We got to move on. I'm gonna have an
Princess
aneurysm.
Bride.
No.
Man,
Okay, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. Let's go. Would you rather randomly jump to a new year every day, like so you could go in the past or in the future, or jump to other safe planets in the universe daily?
Planets.
I feel like I'm gonna have to go time because it's gonna happen where there's just no other safe planets. I'm gonna jump and just keep ending up on Earth. Like, damn.
I don't know. I think
that
I'd,
we
yeah. I
know of.
don't want to go. Yeah, visit strange
I'm
places.
very fascinated about like space and all of that.
There's a quote from a movie. It's like, yeah, we're gonna go out and we're gonna discover new planets and new species and have sex with them.
I didn't know you got a hold of his memoir.
the Hubble telescope catches up with technology, gets a pick off the island. Just a little Shane and some aliens' arms.
Yeah, what's up? She's a big one, but I love her.
Would you rather be forced to sing along or dance to every song you hear?
What?
Would you rather sing along or dance to every song you hear?
What color am I? there's no dancing happening coming out of this at all.
No one said anything about good.
I don't care.
I mean, I feel like I'd have fun dancing to it, but I'm about to dance every time I heard a song. I'll be sitting in an elevator just
one specific song.
No, anytime you hear a song, you
yeah.
either sing or dance to it.
Well, I pretty much kind of sing along to every song now. I mean, as long as it's not a shitty song, I sing songs now. I'm pretty whimsical.
I'd have to pick sing only because if I pick dance, I know my friends enough that they would just find some songs, and I would have to dance to them.
The sexy yeah, okay. Kyle walks in. Chicken. I'm not into this again, guys. Or Genuine Pony every time. Why do you keep playing Genuine Pony every time Kyle gets around? Don't worry about it. Just wait till he does the splits.
Just watch this. Be my hype guy. Going and nailed it.
And it happens like this and like that. Like, okay.
Do you have any others?
No, I don't have any others.
All right. So would you rather go to jail for 5 years or be in a coma for a decade?
Ooh. Jail, probably.
Coma. I like coma. I would not survive in jail.
I mean,
I think I would do fine in jail.
I
Honestly.
would do just fine.
I feel like I would do fine.
And I would be ripped. I would be full of tats, and I would be ripped when I get out of there. I'm gonna, yeah. I think so. I mean, I might be like the Aryan Brotherhood or something when I come out, but I mean, one way or another. Like, I'm not saying that because of like
prison. I'm
saying I want to be safe, you know. So
just don't drop the soap. You'll be fine.
No, because I'm like a professional soap, but like I either got to make everybody happy or nobody happy at all. You got to find, and you know what? I'm an opportunist and I'm also a people pleaser. So there's only so much we can do.
What person is in jail for 5 years? They have to have like the shittiest lawyer. Do they mean prison or like?
It just says jail. It doesn't
jail.
matter.
Okay.
Jail
Would you rather do jail or prison?
I think I go prison. You learn a lot of good life lessons.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg Hammer is happening. What's up, Greg? Greg is a buddy in never met. Oh, you have Kyle. Big golfer. Used to own 308 Threads in Grand Island. Some other stuff. What do you guys think about Ram winning the Masters? I think it's pretty awesome. I was super happy to see him win instead of Rory.
Yeah. You know, the one thing I found out about that I mean, I think I heard about it, but never really thought about it. They don't actually own the green jackets. They just let them wear them and stuff. But then,
I would assume, yeah.
But they don't. They only get them for the year, and they have to have permission to wear them.
I suppose like at events or whatever. Yeah.
So they can't just wear it whenever they want, and then they have to give it back to the PGA. So like Tiger Woods, who's won it multiple times.
Yeah,
he's just gotten the same jacket multiple times.
Yeah, I get that too.
No, if I'm gonna win, and you keep
give me the jacket. You want the big jacket, and you want the jacket, right?
He's won like 14. Okay, I want 14 of my jackets hanging in your closet.
He hasn't won 14 Masters, but he's won.
It's a lot.
Other stuff, yeah. I just hit Shane a DM. Let's talk about golf. Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely. The thing I did like about the Masters is that the Live Golf Tour guys were there too, and regular PGA guys. So it was nice to see. There we go. Yeah, I knew it was 14.
Whatever. Either way, I want every time I win, I want a new jacket.
Okay. I mean, I can see. Do you want to have to wear the one from the one before? You just put like another one,
on.
Like when Joey put all of his clothes on Friends. Like,
absolutely.
That'd be awesome. Just walking around and you can't even like put your arms by your sides anymore.
That's how you know you're a winner.
There's that big dog that's throwing bricks. It was cool. I wanted to see more out of Tiger Woods, but Tiger Woods has an ankle thing that was going on. And
he was doing really good at that point.
He's got the shots. He can't walk 72 holes or whatever it is altogether. And he refuses to do what like John Daly did and like get the medical exemption for a cart, because then every time he wins a major or something like that, there's going to be a little asterisk by his name that he was on a cart and not walking it and stuff like that. So that's why he's refused to do it, which I mean, more power to him. I think that's like admirable, but at the same time,
drop out instead.
But at the same time, yeah, at the same time, you can't do it. So I don't know. Dude had surgery yesterday. He's out for at least 6 months. We won't see him until Masters next year. There we go. And maybe next year he'll come and just be rocking it. That'd be tremendous. I'm a big fan. He did some unquestionable or some questionable things with being faithful to his wife and whatnot. So I don't approve of that. But he's done a lot of really great things for the sport and for minorities for the sport and everything like that. And realistically, it's hard to like when you're the best. It's hard to like not let or whatever. So, but that's what grinds my gears. Is that what we're teeing up? Okay, so my grinds my gears is because I've had to deal with Columbus a lot lately. So Columbus has a lot of road construction going on right now.
Oh my god!
So
The
my biggest pet peeve is motherfuckers, and I don't care that I'm using that language, that decide to go in the fast lane that's transitioning or whatever. Like when a lane is closing, those sons of bitches that will go in the lane that's closing and go all the way up to the front to try to like force their way in instead of just getting over and following suit like the rest of everybody that knows how to fucking drive. It drives me so crazy when they're like zooming up there and then they just sit there with their blinker on like, well, I'm up here, you gotta let me in. Like, no, bastard.
I will crash into you.
Get back. Like, there was a semi that did it the other day, and I'm like, driving is your job, bro. Like,
I feel like that's a semi mentality.
Oh my god!
I have literally. I live in Columbus, and where like Super Saver and Pizza Ranch, that corner, and then you turn and you're heading south to like get out of town. Like I live by there, so like when I go to work, come home from work, I go that way. Literally, a semi just like out and block the both like the 4 lanes.
Oh geez, yeah.
And just like sitting there waiting to go. And I'm like, just because you have a semi doesn't mean.
Oh yeah. Or the light will change and then they'll pull out right as the light's changing, and then they're like some big slow semi pulling.
Or in our rural areas, they'll just pull out and slow you down, and there ain't no one behind you.
We've only talked about it 5 times on this show.
Oh my gosh!
But the lane closing thing, where they have big signs where you clearly see up ahead. There's a big arrow forcing you to go over. You know how to drive. You know what the rules are. Don't be an asshole that drives and like hauls ass up to the front and then turns on their thing like, oh, you gotta let me in now. Like, back at the bus. Get out of here.
Wait.
Yeah. So that's what I got.
So my grind my gears is, as I said, I am coaching my sons or helping coach my sons baseball.
Yep.
And they're 8, 6, 7.
Yep.
I don't know if we have 8-year-olds, but they're all a lot of 6-year-olds and a couple 7-year-olds.
Okay.
And getting them lined up on home plate to bat just drives me crazy. I've shown them a million times, and it's like they'll go stand on the plate, and I'll say, and at this point, it's like, listen, a strike is anything that goes over the plate. I'm throwing this ball over that plate. Okay, you're standing on that plate.
You're in the way.
I just want you to know I'm throwing this ball over that plate, and I'm at the point like I'm just gonna start throwing it at. I'm like, we're
smoking heaters in there, Bad News Bears style, just throwing 80 mile an hour.
This out. But the part that gets me is like I actually don't mind it. I mean, it can be frustrating, but it is what it is. They're learning, but MLB coaches. Major League Baseball coaches, why do we need them? Other than yelling at the refs or the umps or whatever and taking the boot for the player, what did they get football where they're running plays? Like everyone who's out there is already recruited. They know how to play the sport. They know their position. You might have a few tricks or something.
Yeah,
well, but ultimately they are overpaid.
So
daycare.
So between them and managers though, so you have like the box off, like the seats or whatever, like that group of people telling you, what's going on or whatever. So whether you're going to tell that player to just get on base or whatever. So there's strategy behind it too. But at the same point, I do kind of agree with you. Like they know what they're doing. So it's not like you're calling plays necessarily. You are to an extent, but like not to the same level. I mean. It's
Yeah, but
it's
like-
the
Then you
most
have, like, the first
individual.
I don't
Base.
think I
team
don't
sport
think
you can play probably.
like anyone who knows enough about baseball, like I feel like I could study baseball, I could do some college stuff, and I could go MLB super easy. When it comes to like football, I will never. There's different schematics between defense, offense, special teams, stuff that I wouldn't be able to like actually at this point in my life dedicate to that.
Yep.
But it's like, what is like? Why is so
They
many
make
coaching staff at the
Great
MLB
money,
level?
and they wear coats every game. That's what they do. But there, I mean, I agree with you to an extent. I would be surprised to see what they do too. But yeah, I don't know.
AJ, he could be a coach. He played baseball.
I could, yeah. I'd be very verbally abusive though, so I don't think it would work
That's
out
how
good.
it works.
I'd be more like AJ Hinch from the Astros. I would like teach them how to cheat to win a World Series, and then I end up on the shitty tiers and hate my.
That's awesome.
Absolutely fine.
Do you guys have anything grinding your gears this week?
Oh, I don't know if I can talk about it or not.
That's the best kind. I know what it is.
No, you don't.
I do. I do.
But it just goes along the lines of like, if I have to tell someone something like 3-ish times or whatever, like they're learning, I understand. But it's like when you have to tell someone over and over and over and over, and like the 8th time they don't get it, it's like, come on.
Yeah,
Like so
like,
frustrating.
hey, Siri, when you drive the vehicle, can you stop at the
Okay.
gas station?
It's getting to the point that like
Oh, she's not even
Kyle-
on too. I wish you would.
Kyle sends a Snapchat to our like
Yeah.
coworker group, and honestly, it's to the point I get mad now when I see that, because again, it's like, okay, once or twice, like sometimes I've been like, I just don't feel like getting it, but I'll get it tomorrow, or I don't look.
In the morning,
But
yeah, or whatever. Yeah.
Every single now I'm getting mad. She has to be doing this on purpose. There's no way this is just like a.
I almost
Oh,
want to believe it
I
now,
forgot.
right? Because we, at this point, it's been brought up on the podcast at 4 or 5 times at least.
Yeah.
So she knows she's catching crap for it. Now I do think she's just like, you know what? He's gonna bitch about it anyhow. I'm just not gonna do it, because I've had that mentality about a million things: dishes, laundry, whatever. Like, like, oh, if you're gonna complain about it anyhow, might as well just not do it, because you know what? Then I'm not doing anything. I mean, it is what it is, but
which
and I don't keep me wrong, I don't have that mentality too, like all the time or anything like that, but I have definitely had it here and there, and
But then a part of me feels like she's not, because it's like, if it's just Kyle, like, oh, any pranks, yeah, good luck on the side of the road. But like, he's taking their children to school, so I feel like, so that's why I'm like, surely
I
she's
don't know.
not
I think
doing
she just
this
knows he's going to
on
get it every time.
purpose.
I don't know. I would forget. That would what would be my down is I don't know how many times I drive a company truck with a credit card where I don't have to worry about gas. I can just get gas whenever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have so many times have forgotten to like stop and get gas, and I'll get like 3-4 miles out of town and go, I don't even have enough gas to get to the next town. I have to turn around and go back and get gas.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it a bunch, because I've like, I'll get it in the morning and I'll be sidetracked because some fire is burning first thing in the morning, and I'll just haul ass to Central City instead of stopping and at the gas station or whatever. So I've done that a bunch and screwed myself. So if I was him, I would have ran out of gas at least twice by now. So
I just keep a spare gas can in the back.
Honestly, should, because it's too low for her to like. Sorry, like, I'm gonna talk about it next time I see her. It just bothers me
you're
now.
gonna have an intervention about.
See, I
put
send out the
gas.
Snapchats with that and the trucks pulling in front of me, so people know that I'm not just over-exaggerating. I'm like, this is all the time.
All right. Well, okay, but now that we've gotten you in enough trouble, what do you have anything that's been chapping your ass this week?
I don't think so. I really don't. I don't
AJ's
know.
inability to grow a mustache, anything?
Yeah. This is sad. I shaved this like 4 days ago, and it.
You know what?
Just
Flipping
not
that
coming
toilet
in.
paper over
It's
is
not
going to
coming
change
in.
your life. You're going to have a full beard.
True. I would like to say I grow a mean bush, though. So, take that one, sir.
I mean, that's cute. I mean,
That's cute.
Prove it.
All right. Well, I think we've had enough fun for the evening. I want to thank Tina for hopping here once again, and AJ, thanks for popping your cherry on the old podcast. I've been Shane, aka Horny Gnome.
I've been Kyle, just Kyle.
And this has been Unlike role models.